Welcome, dear ones. I am Fedrajani, and you are listening to Inner Light, a podcast dedicated to kindle light of meaning into your life. In our journey through the symbolism of animals, today we will explore the symbolism of the ram or the sheep. According to Carl Jung, the animals are sublime and, in fact, represent the divine side of the human psyche. He believed that animals live much more in contact with the secret order in nature itself, and far more than human beings live in close contact with absolute knowledge of the unconscious. In contrast to humankind, the animals are the living beings that follow their own inner laws beyond good and evil, and there are, in this sense, superior. The ram or the sheep symbolizes innocence and power, gentleness and determination, sacrifice and abundance, vulnerability and endurance. In ancient Greece and Rome, the ram and the sheep symbolized leadership, divine sacrifice, wealth, and fertility. They represented major gods like Zeus, Hermes, and Mars, while the golden fleece stood for supreme power. And throughout Greek mythology, the ram figures prominently as a metaphor of strength and courage, and thus related to Ares, the Greek god of war. In Christianity, especially, the lamb became associated with Christ, the Lamb of God, and therefore with purity, sacrifice, redemption, compassion, and spiritual innocence. The lamb does not conquer through domination. Its power is paradoxical. It transforms through sacrifice, and on the other hand, symbolically, the ram represents determination, courage, perseverance, and the willingness to confront obstacles. There is something almost archetypal about the horns of the ram. They curve outward and return inward, creating a spiral-like movement. And the spiral is one of humanity's oldest symbols of transformation, the movement from the outer world toward the inner world, and from the inner world to the outer world again. The ram, therefore, reminds us that strength is not simply the ability to conquer the external world. There is also an inner battle with the parts of ourselves that tell us we cannot continue. On the other side, the sheep symbolizes peace, innocence, compassion, community, and vulnerability. The sheep is described as artistic, creative, empathetic, and deeply sensitive, a lover of beauty who may seek moments of solitude in order to replenish the soul. In Chinese astrology, the ram or the sheep is the 8th animal of the zodiac cycle. The number 8 has traditionally been associated with good fortune and prosperity in China. It is associated with yin fire and the earth element. Its season is summer and its principal month is July. Is also traditionally correlated with the Western astrological sign of Cancer, a sign associated with nurturing, sensitivity, emotion, and the protective qualities of home and family. The direction appointed to the sheep or ram is south-southwest. They are artistic, gentle, and a lover of the good life, a symbol of filial respect and gratitude. The sheep or the ram is traditionally associated with artistic sensitivity, refined taste, and a profound appreciation of beauty. Music, painting, poetry, theater, dance, design, the healing arts. They seem naturally drawn towards anything capable of transforming ordinary existence into something meaningful and beautiful. And perhaps this tells us something important about the symbolic function of art itself. Art rarely conquers through force, and yet it truly can transform us completely. Beauty enters quietly, and then something inside us changes. Sometimes the artist simply reveals the beauty that was already there, but that no one had noticed. The sheep or ram naturally evoke community. They remain close to one another, moving together in flocks and finding security in collective life. And symbolically, the flock represents our human need for belonging, no matter how independent we imagine ourselves to be. Something within us longs for connection, for family, friendship, community, for the feeling that somewhere in this enormous world there are people among whom we belong. And so, dear ones, the ram and the sheep reminds us that true strength and true gentleness are not opposites. There are two expressions of the same inner wisdom. The ram teaches us to face life with courage and determination, while the sheep invites us to remain sensitive, compassionate, creative, and open to beauty. Perhaps our journey is to learn when to stand firmly and when to surrender softly, when to protect and when to nurture. May we have the courage of the ram without losing the tender heart of the sheep. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. Dear ones, I hope you enjoyed it. If you do like this podcast, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I am Fedrajani, and you are listening to Inner Light. Take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next episode.